Hello there, good morning everybody. This is Pastor Shibu John from Toronto, Canada on the 24th of August 2025. This morning we are going to meditate from the book of Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 5. Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 5. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you, and before you were born, I consecrated you. I have appointed you as a prophet to the nations. A focal point for today's meditation is power to attain our calling. This is the prophetic call to Jeremiah, where God reveals his intimate knowledge and sovereign plan for Jeremiah's life, stating, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you, and before you were born, I consecrated you. I appointed you a prophet to the nations." You know what? This verse highlights God's divine foreknowledge, his purposeful creation of individuals, and the special calling of prophets, principles that serve as profound comfort and motivation for believers facing life's changes and God's will. Again, you know what? Jeremiah was a priest from the town of Anathoth in the territory of Benjamin, located about 3 miles northeast of Jerusalem. He was called to deliver God's message of judgment to the southern kingdom of Judah. The time stamp of his ministry covers a period of 40 plus years. The time period is 40 years plus. Starting with King Josiah's continuing through the destruction of Jerusalem and the people's exile into Babylon. He was watching, he was staring at the doom of Jerusalem, which he prophesied earlier. The Lord announced to Jeremiah that he had appointed him a prophet to nations or to the nations. Like Moses, Jeremiah protested God's call on his life because he didn't know how to speak. But God had decided before Jeremiah was even born that he would use him this way, for he delights in demonstrating his great power in human weakness. The whole point in this verse is, the first point is, it's a divine foreknowledge. A divine foreknowledge. The verse starting with, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you," which emphasizes God's omniscience and that he had a unique personal relationship with Jeremiah even before his physical existence. And it was a divine purpose. It says, "Before you were born, I consecrated you," means that God set Jeremiah apart for a specific task and purpose before his birth. There's a calling in that. I would say an apostolic calling. God appointed you a prophet to the nations clearly defines Jeremiah's specific ministry to deliver God's message to the people, including the surrounding nations. The comfort and assurance we see in this passage is that God knew them before their birth, provides reassurance to believers, affirming that they are not an accident or mistake, but were planned and designed by God. And the motivation is, it's a source of encouragement or encouraging Jeremiah to embrace his prophetic mission and providing a basis for his courage within the challenges and persecutions he would face. And the principle of this verse is, while this was a specific word to Jeremiah, its principles are applicable to all believers, affirming God's knowledge of each person's strengths and weaknesses and his intention to fulfill a plan for their lives. And Jeremiah was called to speak God's truth, even if it was difficult or unpopular. And this verse highlights his commitment to God rather than seeking to please people. So let us be committed to the Lord and his calling rather than seeking to please men. Let us focus on pleasing God, and let us focus on our commitment to God and lead a life which is pleasing unto God. Have a very blessed day, and God be with you.